In our Discord, a smart trader tier member brought my attention to a strategy that he's been testing lately. We continued discussing the strategy and I checked out the original strategy video. I found this concept interesting, so I decided to code it, then backtest and optimize it. However, after a while I noticed that one of the indicators shows a repainting issue. If you don't know what repainting is, basically it's when an indicator falsely prints signals, usually one or a few candles earlier. Or in extreme cases, these repainting indicators can completely delete valid entry signals, because they would have been bad signals. In this particular case, I saw that the idealBB indicator used in this strategy prints buy and sell signals based on the crossover of these two lines. However, I saw that it always printed the buy and sell signals one candle before the crossover really occurred. So it is giving false signals that can't be used for live trading. To solve this issue, I copied the Pinescript code of the idealBB indicator and pasted it to ChatGPT, asking if this indicator has a repainting issue or not. ChatGPT confirmed my suspicion, so I asked it to correct the script, making it a non-repainting script. And it did exactly that. So now I could start coding the strategy. First, I asked it to code a strategy script based on the buy and sell signals of the updated and the non-repainting idealBB indicator. Then I asked it to add the relative momentum index as an entry signal confirmation. Finally, I added an ATR-based stop loss and take profit to the script. Here I have to mention that in the original strategy, instead of an ATR-based stop loss, a swing low, swing high based stop loss is used, but it is never as good as an ATR-based one. I will leave the link to the original strategy video down in the description, so feel free to check that out. In this video, I will show you the indicators needed and the rules of the strategy. After that, I will show you an optimization I made for the Bitcoin versus US dollar 15-minute chart. Finally, I will show you the strategy ranking spreadsheet and reveal how good this strategy really is. Hello everyone and welcome to TradeSmart AI. If you are new here, don't forget to support the channel by a like, subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Also, you can support my work through Patreon, link is down in the description. And now, without wasting any time, let's get right into it. Okay, for this strategy, first open up TradingView and set up the BTC USDT 15-minute chart. Once you got that, let's add our indicators. For this strategy, we will use three different indicators. First, the idealBB. Add this one to your chart, but keep in mind that this is repainting. I will let you know in a minute how to use it. Then type in relative momentum index and add this one to your chart by Everget. Finally, the well-known NNFX ATR. This will be our stop loss. Add this one to your chart. We have all of the indicators on the chart, but we still need to change some settings. So first open up the idealBB. And don't worry about all these settings, because the buy and sell signals are only affected by the price data, the lookback, the gain, and the use common. Here, make sure that the lookback is set to 20, the price data is set to HL2, the gain is set to 10,000, and the use common is ticked. If you set that up on the chart, you can see sell and buy signals, but they are printed one candle earlier than where they really occurred. So whenever you see a sell signal, just consider it printed with one candle delay. So for example, if you want to enter a sell trade based on this signal, consider it happening on the next candle, and you can enter into a short at this candle's close or the open of the candle after that. If I make visible our script, you can see that our script is corrected and prints the sell and buy signals with one candle delay, which corrects the repainting issue. Now open up the ATR, set its X value, which is the period, to 15, the take profit target to 25, and the stop loss target to 10. Then switch to the styles tab, untick the sell TP, the sell SL, and the main ATR, as this optimization is a long-only optimization. Finally, open up the relative momentum index, change its length to 40, its momentum length to 4, then switch to the styles tab, uncheck the oversold level, and change the overbought level's value to 70. Finally, you can color it however you like. I used red in this case. Okay, now we have all of the indicators correctly set up on the chart. So now let's see the rules for long entries and exits. Here we have a very long entry signal. For a very long entry, first we need to see a buy signal from the idealBB. Here we have a buy signal, but as I said, as the original idealBB has a 1 candle repaint, just consider it painting on the next candle. And next, the relative momentum index needs to be above the 70 level. This line is the relative momentum index, and this red line is the 70 level. On the entry signal candle, it just broke above the 70 level, giving a 70.43 value. So all of the conditions are met for a valid long entry. We can enter into a position at the close of the signal candle or at the open of the next candle. The stop loss will be placed at a 10 times ATR distance, which is the NNFX ATR's lower line, right here. And the take profit will be a 1 to 2.5 risk to reward ratio. That will be right there. Now keep in mind that both the stop loss and the take profits are updated on each new entry signal. Also, with this strategy, we are exiting on the first 20 valid entry signal, meaning that if we are already in a long position, we can enter into another long position, because that's what gave the best results when I did the optimization. Let's see how this trade plays out. For that, I will make our strategy script visible and hide the idealBB to avoid any confusion. As we go on, here we get another valid entry signal candle, and the script entered it on the next candle's open. The script also prints where the stop loss and take profit level should be placed. So the updated stop loss will be here, as this was the entry signal candle, and the take profit will be here, as this was the entry signal candle's take profit level. However, 2 candles later, we get another valid entry signal, so the stop loss and take profit will get updated again. Now it goes here and here. Moving on, we have more valid entry signals, one right here, then we have another here, and the stop loss and take profit levels are constantly getting updated. We also have a few here, some more here and here. One more here and 2 more here. And finally, the last stop loss got hit right there. As usual, this does not mean that this was a losing trade. Let's take a look. We entered the strategy at a few places. The first entry was here. Then we have a lot of entries here. And a few more here. The exit was right there. So most of the positions ended up with a profit, except these few ones. Okay, now let me explain how you can get access to this script for free. If you want this full strategy converted into one script, just go down into the description or into the comment section. There you will find the Google Drive link where you can download the full Pinescript code for free. Open that link, copy the full Pinescript code, then come back to TradingView, open up the Pine editor, click on Open, New Strategy, and paste the full Pinescript code right there. Finally, click on Add to Chart. If you've done that correctly, you should see the script right here. Inside this script, you can set up every parameter that is used for this strategy. Keep in mind that all of the parameters that starts with NIU, which means not in use, will have zero effect on the strategy. Okay, so these are the idealBB settings. And these two on the bottom. Here are the relative momentum index settings. And these are the stop loss placements. And if you want to make this strategy a long only strategy, just set the oversold level to 0. Similarly, if you want a short only optimization, set the overbought level to 100 and there won't be any long trades. And now let's see the backtest results. For the backtest, I am using a $10,000 capital with a 2,500 position sizing on each trade. I am using a 20 pyramiding, which means we can enter into multiple positions even if we are already in a position. The commission is set to a 0.1% fee on each entry and exit, and the slippage is set to 5 ticks. Now let's see the backtest results for the BTC USDT 50-minute chart. Here are the results for the last 4 years of price data, starting on the 1st of March 2020 and ending on the 1st of March 2024. During this period, the script took 810 trades, generated 501% net profit, with a 2.24 profit factor and 27% maximum drawdown. These percentages are not the best we've seen, but it managed to outperform the Bitcoin's buy and hold equity curve. and it performs good on other time frames too. This is the 30-minute results. Even better, 540% net profit with 22% maximum drawdown. Let's see the 1 hour. It is profitable again, which is a great sign. The 2 hour. Again, it's profitable. And on the 4 hour, it's still profitable. What about the lower time frames? For example, the 5 minute. Let's see. And it is still profitable with 400% net profit and 22% maximum drawdown. What about the 3 minute? And that's where the strategy won't be profitable anymore. Well, technically it's profitable, but this equity curve is just a mess. So anything between 5 minute to 4 hour is profitable with this strategy. But I optimize it for the 15, so let's use that. And how about a few other assets? Let's start off with ETH/USDT, that's an easy one. Usually if a strategy is profitable on BTC, it will be profitable on ETH. Well, it's profitable, but this equity curve is not good. It has a 2-year drawdown and it's continuing. What about higher time frames? For example, the 1 hour is now profitable. And lower time frames? The 5 minute is basically just break even. Just like with the BTC/USDT 3 minute, it has a huge drawdown here. And the equity curve is just a mess. And now let's see, for example, BNB, back on the 15 minute. It is profitable, but we have a 300% maximum drawdown. And that's because we allow stacking trades up to 20, which is the pyramiding option right here. That can result into huge drawdowns. So what if I change it to 1, which makes it a 1 trade at a time strategy? Let's see. Now again, we still have a huge drawdown. And a huge win too, but now it's only a 44% maximum drawdown. Now let's see where this is placed in the strategy ranking spreadsheet. Here we have our strategy ranking spreadsheet, and today's strategy was the idealBB plus RMI strategy. Here you can see all the information I took from the backtest. Throughout the 4-year time interval, it generated 501% net profit, which comes out to 0.34% net profit on average each day. This makes this strategy the 7th best strategy we tested so far. So basically it's in the middle. I will put the YouTube link here and the download link here. And you can find the spreadsheet linked down in the description. And that wraps up today's video. Well, what do you think of this strategy? Do you have any strategy idea that I should code? Let me know in the comment section. If you want to see more content like this, don't forget to like, subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Also, you can support the channel through our Patreon, where you can get access to many much more complex, highly customizable premium scripts and optimizations if you become a Smart Trader tier member. As always, thank you all for watching. If you want to see more videos like this, check out these videos. And with that said, have an amazing day, and until next time, trade smart.